Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, Sarah, and today I am going to be talking about why I chose not to go on Accutane. I know on my channel I've talked about my cystic acne journey and basically how I chose not to go on Accutane, and I just really wanted to find a natural way to treat my acne and really tackle my skin issues from a very affordable, accessible standpoint. So I wanted to make a video that kind of talked about why I chose not to go on Accutane and what really inspired me to go on my skincare journey, eventually finding what really triggered my acne and finding just very affordable and accessible methods to treat my skin concerns. So basically, when I was 20 years old, my body started changing drastically. I started getting curvier, so I started getting bigger boobs, wider hips, and I just felt like my weight was kind of staying on me, which is pretty normal. You know, people are like, oh, as you get older your body's gonna change, but no, this was a big change. I jumped cup sizes, and it was crazy because I didn't really do anything else except, you know, just go to college, and I felt like working out and stuff kind of encouraged my body to transform from a teenager body to more of a womanly body. You know, I already went through puberty throughout high school, but this was like a second puberty, and that's the best way for me to describe it. It's like my body changed drastically a second time when I entered my 20s. I started getting irregular periods, so my periods were not normal, and that's how I knew that was another indicator of my body was changing, because my cycle was so irregular. And another giveaway was that I started developing cystic acne. So I started developing cystic acne on my chin, which eventually spread all throughout my face, but I'll get into that a little bit later. And also I was in my first serious relationship, so my hormones were through the roof, okay? So there was a lot of changes going on in my body during college, and I feel like all of that factored into why my body started changing internally. My cystic acne on my chin really started getting worse. It got to a point where I really didn't know what to do for my skin. I didn't have acne like that going through high school, which is another reason why I say I went through a second puberty, because this second puberty I went through, my skin changed. It switched up on me, and I had to figure out why I was getting such bad cystic acne. So I went to a dermatologist because, you know, it really affected my self-esteem. I couldn't leave the house, and I just felt so ugly without makeup on. The rest of my face was clear except for my chin. My chin was just like a beard of acne, pimples on top of pimples, and it really, really affected me. So I saw a dermatologist, and she prescribed me topical treatment in addition to the antibiotics. So the antibiotics helped control the amount of bacteria that was on my skin, and the topical treatments just encouraged cell turnover, so there was less chance of my pores getting clogged, contributing to acne. So I was given that first cycle for about 6 months, and it worked amazingly. My skin was perfect. I had no complaints at all with my skin. I had smooth, beautiful skin, and I just kept up with that routine for 6 months. But after the 6 months, I noticed my chin started breaking out again. So I started getting that cystic acne slowly but surely on my chin, and it eventually got to a point where it spread to my cheeks. And my dermatologist was like, hey, normally after that first round for minor cases of acne, people's skin clear up. What I do recommend is that you get on Accutane. My boyfriend at the time, he had perfect skin. He literally didn't do anything to his skin, and his skin was perfect. And I guess for me, I was at the point of my self-esteem where I was constantly comparing. His whole family was beautiful. I felt inadequate, and I felt like I wasn't good enough. I was just desperate, and I was really considering getting on Accutane, except when I was handed a bunch of medical documents, and they're like, sign these agreements stating that you understand the side effects. And when I looked at it, the side effects, just to name a few of them, was dryness, depression, weakened bones, and liver problems. That was a lot. On top of that, it would cost around at least $700 a month, no insurance, so out of pocket, for me to get that pill every single day. So I remember just really feeling at my wit's end. I was like, I have no other option, nothing is working for my skin, and I just want beautiful, clear skin. And I remember talking to my siblings, and you know, they were really encouraging me to look at all of my options instead of jumping into taking Accutane, especially with all of the potential health problems I could get. So I decided to listen to them, and I didn't want to have to go through all that. And again, I was working a lot, and I was a full-time college student, so I didn't have the most money to spend on just acne treatments. That's what actually really encouraged me to look deeper within myself and think, I feel like I'm not really figuring out what's contributing to my acne, because the topical treatments, the antibiotics, really just slapped a band-aid on my acne problem. After I was done with those treatments and the medicine, my acne was worse, and for me, I was like, I guess I lost faith in being on medicine. I didn't want to spend a ton of money trying different medicines when instead I could go towards more affordable and accessible options, because I was like, what if my acne comes back? Accutane isn't a cure for acne. There is no cure for acne, but it's the closest thing that we really do have when it comes to treating really severe cases of acne. I didn't want to slap a band-aid on my acne problems anymore. I really wanted to figure out my body. I wanted to listen to my body and see maybe why my acne is starting to flare up. What am I doing in my life that isn't helping my skin? I started looking up a ton of videos on YouTube. I started looking into videos, articles, and just experimenting from there. But the whole point of me going on the skincare journey and eventually falling in love with skincare is that there are affordable options out there if you want to try that first instead of jumping straight into a big decision like Accutane. And that's not to say I'm not ragging on Accutane whatsoever. If you were on Accutane and it cleared your skin, that's perfect, awesome, I'm really happy for you. If you are kind of on the borderline of, should I go see a doctor, should I be on Accutane, that is really just for you to decide if you want to seek that type of treatment. But the whole point of me, you know, making my videos and talking about Accutane is that I wanted to give hope to those of you who may not want to go see a doctor and maybe wants to look at other options in the store, or maybe you can find other more affordable and accessible options. That's why I wanted to create my channel, was to help y'all and to share my experiences and to share my knowledge and skincare, so that eventually maybe I can help y'all in embarking on your own skincare journey. If you are ever concerned about your skin, or maybe you know nothing's working for you, then yes, you should see a doctor. If you decide not to go see a dermatologist, that will take a lot of time and money as well. Not as much money maybe, but it will take time and patience and experimenting with your skin and listening to your body for you to really get to the point with understanding your skin. So there is give or take when it comes to that. You can go see a dermatologist and kind of nip it in the bud, or you can go the long, complicated route like me and try to figure it out on your own. So I just wanted to make a video that really talked about my decision when it came to not seeing a dermatologist for Accutane and really embarking on this journey myself, because I wanted to get to know my skin, I wanted to get to know my body, and I wanted to understand what was really causing me to break out so bad. Everyone's different, everyone has different financial reasons or lifestyle reasons or whatever it may be. You really just have to go with the best treatment option that you feel will match you the best and actually solve your problems. Whether that's seeing a dermatologist or it's my route and sticking it through and trying to find options that are accessible to you and listening to your body. So it's really up to you, and I just really wanted to kind of break that down again, because I did make a video, my first video on YouTube actually, talks about why seeing a dermatologist didn't help me. But again, I wanted to just clarify, I'm not saying not to go see a dermatologist. I just really want you to listen to yourself and be your own advocate when it comes to your health. And that's pretty much it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative and that it shed a little bit more light on why I decided not to continue to see a doctor. I don't advise against it. Definitely see a doctor if you need to, but I wanted to share why I really value and appreciate people who kind of go through it, their own journey, and share that with you. So I wanted to be the same kind of light in y'all's lives and sharing what I've gone through and what seems to have worked for me. But skincare is subjective, so what may work for me may not work for you, and it's really just a big old experiment in figuring out what your skin is trying to tell you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you haven't already, please make sure to check that description box down below. I have a timestamp if you want to skip to certain parts of this video. I also have related videos that you may find helpful. Please stay tuned. I post every single Monday.